Gray is known in some circles as True Grit. He is a rough and tumble veteran of the ring wars. Been around the scene as a wrestler and at one time a referee for, gosh, at this point it's got to be over 15 years now. He knows all the tricks of the trade in professional wrestling. Saw him in a tag team for a bit in our tag team tournament with the amazing Nate Matson, another rugged veteran. So Bruce Gray is very no-nonsense, and he claims that he's mastered the DDT for this generation. And we've seen him do some damage with that DDT in the past as well. Good enough to overcome a up-and-coming young star we've seen a couple of times before. Cisco Silver makes his return.
You know, Cisco looks happy. He looks like he's a young, fresh face who's finding the joy of learning the sport of wrestling, and that's precisely the kind of guy that Bruce Gray likes to drop on his head.
Well, I'm not going to argue with that at all. We've seen Cisco face some of the best in Premier Championship Wrestling over the past number of months, and I think the most notable opponents like Marion Fontaine, like Gannon Jones Jr. and Duke Davis, they've always given Cisco a run for their money, and Cisco's done the same in turn. He is a young, gutsy individual basing his career in this part of the country, and he's just looking for an opportunity, and that's what he has here against Bruce Gray. I'm not sure what Bruce Gray was signaling there. He had a problem with our cameraman.
I think he was saying, make sure you get this on film. If you want a clinic in how to do a DDT, well, thankfully you hired some cameramen. So
there you go. Well, Cisco's accomplished wrestler as well. He was a national champion in high school. He wrestled at Notre Dame College of Ohio, where he beat a world team member and Olympic trainee named Nashawn Garrett. He's also proficient in mixed martial arts as well. So Cisco's dangerous just in multifaceted ways, not just in pro wrestling. So, hey, Bruce Gray, he's old school, he's rugged, he's in your face, but Bruce Gray can't underestimate this kid.
Okay, but let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Cisco, how's his DDT?
I would imagine it would pale in comparison to Bruce Gray's.
I would as well. That's the correct answer, Joe.
All right. But will Bruce be in a position to apply that DDT?
I mean, yeah, he's the master.
Well, you can't just fire it off at first minute of the match. You got to wear your opponent down first.
Well, you never know. Maybe he just gets that front face lock and decides, what the heck? Bam! It's over.
Saw Bruce Gray administer a concussion to Cornelius Crummels last year with that DDT. Some say that's the reason that Crummels and Defarge have not been Premier Tag Team Championships and couldn't win that tournament because of the lingering effects of Bruce Gray's DDT. And I think there's a lot of merit to those claims as well.
Well, you cannot really quantify the amount of damage that
shoulders down briefly.
Good pin. Good move there by Cisco. I was saying you cannot underestimate what a brain injury does to a person. The amount of damage a concussion can do can be long-term, even if it doesn't seem immediate.
Talking about long-term damage, Bruce tried to counter the arm wringer. Cisco outsmarted the veteran, just let go.
I mean, he technically did counter it. It's just not quite the way he wanted.
Not the most graceful counter.
No, but he's not known as the master of grace, now is he?
Thankfully not. Cisco cinching in that side headlock tight and drop into a knee to eliminate the mobility of Bruce.
Unfortunately, he still has his side opened up, and those shots right to the kidney. Bruce Gray letting Cisco know who has the size advantage here.
Good for him. Pace quickens, though. That's advantage the smaller athlete. And Bruce Gray's in good shape as well. I believe he was announced as 184 pounds. Cisco a couple of hairs under that. As Bruce, once again, timing not on his side.
Well, Cisco may have the speed, but, you know, it's something Bruce may need to work around a little.
Ooh. Among other things. Cisco wears the number 3 in honor of his brother who passed away last year. 3 was his jersey number, his brother's. So Cisco, very tight-knit with family. He cares a lot about his roots, his upbringing, and he's doing a lot of this in honor of his family members, which only gives him added motivation for maneuvers like that head scissors.
Bruce Gray taking a quick trip outside here.
And he's touching his shoulders. I'm not sure what he's signifying now.
That's a football call. Is that a horse collar?
Regardless, I don't think it's going to help Bruce here, who's in a bad way thanks to Cisco, the tope and halo. Now, this is a level of energy and confidence I'm not sure I've seen before from Cisco.
I don't know that I would be that confident when stepping into the ring with Bruce Gray. I mean, all it takes is one DDT and the whole course of the match changes.
Oh, wait a second. Bruce dropping Cisco first on that ring cable.
To be fair, Cisco going out of the ring trying to grab Bruce.
Well, he's trying to win the match. Wait, DDT, could this be it?
Oh.
Cisco scouts his opponent, grabs onto that leg to prevent Bruce from hitting it. That could have been over.
Yep, very well could have been. Whoa!
Nicely done. I know you, as well as I, have known Bruce for many, many years, and no matter what role Bruce has had in wrestling, he's always been at his best. He's always been among the highlights of his genre, whether it's wrestling, whether it's refereeing, whether it's anything else he's done. And that could help him in terms of just manipulating these rules and understanding the referee's blind spots and other areas that Bruce may have an advantage over talent that may have not had referee experience.
No, exactly. You have to know the rules in order to know how to get around them, Joe.
There you go.
I've told you this time and time again.
Why haven't I been listening? There you see Bruce manipulating the official there, milking that 5 count for all he can, and drives all his body weight to Cisco.
Just diving into those ropes. And Cisco hung up across that second one. Each one being a shot not only to the throat, but actually under the arms as well, which tightens up those muscles, makes it harder to use the arms.
2 count only. You got to think that damage to that throat or neck area would leave Cisco more susceptible to a possible DDT as a jawbreaker.
Counter Bruce Gray's double ear lock.
And snaps off a head scissors once again. Not as much luster behind it as earlier, but Cisco in a bit of a desperation mode right now.
Trying to recover from the offense of Bruce Gray here.
And Cisco doing high impact in his own right, but Bruce counters.
Looks like he landed awkwardly on his back there, Joe.
Without a doubt didn't. Cisco got to have pain shooting up and down a number of parts of his body at this point. It's been systematic dissection from Bruce Gray, who hits the leg drop that time. Could this be a hook of the leg? Only finds 2.
Not quite the most powerful of covers, but, you know, you're testing. You want to see where he's at with things.
And not exactly the most level-headed of responses.
But he was explaining it to him.
I
was trying to pin you!
He was screaming, stay down in his ear.
Yeah, a little of column A, a little of column B.
Let's see. Cross faces by Bruce. That scowl on Bruce Gray's face, almost like he's offended that he hasn't been able to put away his opponent yet.
I mean, in some ways, he might be. You go out with a game plan, and then that plucky young upstart throws a wrench or two into it.
Hey, everybody's got a game plan until you get punched in the face. That's a famous quote, and it's that way because it's true. And Bruce from behind after hanging Cisco up.
Which is why your game plan should be step 1, get punched in the face. That way you're already ready for it already.
That is wiser than I want to admit. There's a cover, 2 count only. And Bruce throwing a tantrum in there because this kid's got some heart and some resiliency.
Yeah, Bruce isn't happy. I've seen that look before. I don't know if you can tell, Jim.
Ever seen Bruce in a good mood?
Yeah. Tell him to quit, John.
I'm a little busy right now. Cisco has his own idea in mind. Look at the rapid-fire forearms. Cisco is rocking Bruce Gray. Didn't get all the luster he needed out of all those shots, but certainly enough connected. But Bruce Gray able to turn things around, and Cisco hit shoulder first into that turnbuckle.
It looked like he tried to protect his head when he went in, so he tried to turn, but he ended up taking the turnbuckle right between where the neck and shoulder are, and it may have done even more damage.
Second time caught Cisco a little lower on the shoulder, maybe the upper arm, but it's the opening Bruce needed because Cisco's now susceptible. He's hunched over. And Bruce now drops Cisco with a face plant, and you got to believe, as Bruce now with the cover, can't put him away, but a transition into a modified crossface. You got to believe Bruce is inching closer if he can't put Cisco away here to a DDT.
You'll notice he's wrenching back on the neck. Oh,
Cisco rolls back with the momentum to trap Bruce's shoulders, couldn't keep him down, and Bruce with a hard right. Bruce has, I think, about 2 or 3 different strategies going at once here, and it could be DDT time now. And Bruce, I think the damage done to his own hand has come into play. And Cisco counters. Wait a minute! Cisco with a flip pile driver!
What the?
Bruce landed right in his head, and Cisco gets his first victory in Premier!
To borrow a line from Stone Cold Steve Austin, now you done something, kid. Getting a win over on Bruce Gray is something to be proud of.
Bruce Gray had that DDT position, but couldn't fire off the maneuver, couldn't finish the formula, and Cisco Silver, his staying power, his guts, his resiliency through this matchup allowed him to stay in the fight, and Cisco's on the board. Cisco with a victory. Congratulations, kid. This could be the beginning of a great, great run here at Premier Championship Wrestling. You know, no matter how many storied careers you think about, you start with just one win. Cisco's done it tonight. We'll see if he can build.